Welcome one and all. Today's session is on database management system unit 2. This is a syllabus for Bangalore North University BCA second semester. A record storage and primary file organization. Under this, a topic is buffering of blocks and placing a file records on disk. This is a very important information. Buffering means some memory space. You want to block and placing a file records on a disk. This is a topic we can understand the information. What is a buffer? What are how the blocks are mentioned and how files records on put it in a disk and all you can understand this session. A content cover this session is one is a buffering of blocks, second point is placing file records on disk, third one is a record and record types, files, fixed length records and variable length records, record blocking, spanned records, unspanned records, allocating file blocks on disk, file header. So these are all content cover this session. Let us go through one by one. What is buffering of block? What is the placing file records on a disk, record and record types and all. You can understand one by one detail. The objective of this session is, the main important objective of this session is to understand the records and record types and files, record blocking, spanned records and unspanned records. Should be able to describe how file blocks are allocating on disk to overall information. You can easily understand this session. Buffering of blocks. Now, before going to buffering of black, a magnetic tape, because every information in the magnetic tape, on the magnetic tape, a magnetic tapes are sequential access devices. To access the nth block on tape, the pending n-1 block must be the first scanned. Data stored on a reels of high capacity magnetic tape. A tape drive is required to read the data from or to write the data to a tape reel. Usually bytes are stored consecutively on the tape only. In the magnetic tape, a modern magnetic tape is most commonly packed in a cartridges and cassettes. The device that performs actual writing or reading of data is a tape drive. A read-write head is used to read or write data on a tape. In a previous class, you already understand the particular read-write knob is there. The read-write knob, whenever touch the tracks or sectors on that particular plate on a magnetic tape, read-write is possible. If it is reading also possible and writing also possible. That purpose, read-write head is very useful. Data records are stored as blocks with interblock gaps. For better space utilization, many records are grouped into the one block. That is nothing but in a blocks, because in block means what? Many records are grouped into one blocks. To access a block in the middle of the tape, the tape is mounted and then scanned until the required block gets under the read-write head. Therefore, accessing a tape is slow. Tapes are used for backup where disk files are periodically copied to tape. In case disk crashes happens when the read-write head touches the disk surface because a mechanical malfunctions. That is an important information whenever it is a magnetic tape record or blocking the information. Now come to the next information, buffering of blocks. Now we have some idea about what is a block, how it is created in a magnetic tape information and all. Now again explaining buffering of blocks. When several blocks need to be transferred from disk to main memory and all the block addresses are known, several buffers can be reversed in main memory to speed up the transfer. Another important point on a buffering of blocks, while one buffer is being read or written, the CPU can process data in the other buffer. The figure illustrates how two processes can process in parallel process A and B are running concurrently in an interleaved fashion, whereas process C and D are running concurrently in a parallel fashion. Now, while one buffer is being read or written, the CPU can process the data in the other buffer. So, the diagrammatic interrelated concurrency and parallel conclusion. Buffering of blacks in diagrammatic way when a single CPU controls multiple processes. A parallel execution is not possible. However, the process can still run concurrently in an interleaved way. The diagrammatic shows in a parallel interleaved concurrency A, B, C, D at a time T1, T2, T3, T4 versus an interleaved concurrency of operation A and B and parallel execution of operations C and D shown in briefly. A figure illustrate how reading and processing can process it in parallel when the time is required to process a disk black in memory is less than the time required to read the next black until a buffer. The CPU can start processing a black once its transfer to main memory is completed. At the same time, the disk input-output processor can be reading and transferring the next black into a different buffer. This technique is called double buffering. Whenever in a single CPU controls a multiple process, a parallel execution is not possible. However, interleaving is possible. When process concurrently run in a parallel fashion, buffering is very useful because a separate disk IO processor is available or because multiple CPU processor is exists. Now you have an idea about a double buffering. What are the advantage of a double buffering? This technique is called as a double buffering. This can be used to write a continuous stream of blacks from memory to the disk. The advantage is it permits continuous reading or writing of data on consecutive disk blocks, which eliminates the seek time and rational rotational delay for all but the first block transfer. Another important point of it, advantage of a double buffering is since the data is kept ready for processing, waiting time is reduced. This is also one of the advantage of a double buffering. Placing file records on disk. So this is also very important slide. So in this placing file records on a disk, a record or record types, first you can understand what is a record. So data is usually stored in the form of records. We know already. Each record consists of a collection of related data, values or items, where each value corresponds to a particular field of the record. Record usually describe entities and their attributes. That is nothing but a record type. For example, is employee record. It is a collection of related data values and items. It describes the entities and attributes. That is a record. Second is a record types. In record types, a collection of field names and their corresponding data types constitutes a record type or record format definition. A data type specifies the types of value of a field. This is nothing but a record type. So next important point on this one is nothing but a data type. So a data type associated with each field specify the type of values of a field can take. The data type of a field can include numeric, integer, in this numeric integer is there, long integer or floating point is there, string of characters, fixed length or varying is there, boolean zeros or one or structure. In this all covered in the data types. In recent data type applications, data item that consists of a large unstructured objects which represent images, digitized videos or audio streams or free text can be stored. These are referred to as a binary large objects. Such a data item is stored separately from its record in a pool of disk blocks, and a pointer to the BLOB means what? Binary large object is included in the record. This is a data type information. So next slide, we can understand what is a file, what is a fixed length records and variable length record. There are two varieties there, one fixed length is there and variable length is there. First you can understand what is a file. A file is a sequence of records. All records are a file are the same record type. There are two types of file depending upon size. One is nothing but a fixed length record. Second one is a variable length record. A fixed length record, you can understand it if every record in the file is exactly the same size in bytes. The file is said to be made up of fixed length record, because in this all are for uniform, exactly same size bytes is called as what? Fixed length record. Then variable length record. The name indicate variable means what? Changes. If different record in a file have different sizes, the file is said to be made up of variable length record. Every record file has the same size, variable length record. Different records in a file are different size. Different size means variable. It indicate what? Variable length record. A file become variable length record depends on point number 1. The file records are same record type, but one or more field are different size. Second point, the file records are same record type, but one or more field have multiple values for individual record. Point number 3, files are same record type, but some fields are optional. Point number 4, files contain records of different record types and varying length. These are what point under file become a variable length record depends. Next one, record blocking. Now you can understand what is record blocking, what is spanned record, what is unspanned record. Now we have idea about what is a file, what is a record, what is a field name, what are the data types, can easily now already understand. Now you can understand record blocks. Record block, record of file are stored in disk blocks. Each block contain numerous records. In this record block is the unit of data transfer between disk and memory. The records of a file must be allocated to disk blocks. Each block contains numerous records. When the block size is longer than the record size, suppose block size is a B, capital B bytes, for the file fixed length record of size R bytes with B greater than or equal to R. So B indicate what? B indicate a block size bytes and R indicate what? Fixed length record size. This is B greater than or equal to R. A parameter is called the blocking factor for the file can be decided. This is nothing but what? Blocking factor. A blocking factor buffer, block size B, record size R per block. A blocking factor buffer is equal to block size B divided by record size R, record per block. A blocking factor can be defined as the ratio of a block size to record size. Record size may not divided block size exactly, so some unused space may be left in the block. This unused space in the block B minus buffer into R bytes. This unused space can be utilized by storing part of record on one block and the rest of another. A pointer at the end of the first block point to the block containing the remainder of the record, in case it is not the next consecutive block on disk. Now next slide we can understand what is spanned versus unspanned. So first you can understand what is a spanned records. When now we can already understand recording blocking. Now we can understand spanned records. Spanned record means you store one part of record in one block and the rest in the other. Or when records can span more than one block, they are called spanned records. This is possible when unused space of a block can be used by storing some part of records in one block and another part in the another record. This is a brief introduction about a spanned record. Next one is what? Unspanned record. Unspanned means the name indicates is nothing but what? That is nothing but unspanned. The unspanned means what? The records are not allowed to cross a block boundaries. Each block may contain different number of record is nothing but a unspanned record. A number of blocks for R record B is equal to R divided by buffer into blocks. Allocating file blocks on disk. Now understanding allocation file on a disk. Now allocating means what? Whenever you want to store or process a file on a disk, that is nothing but allocating a file blocks on disk. There are various methods for allocating the blocks of file on a disk. Out of this, there are three important information. One is a contiguous allocation, second one is a linked allocation, third one is a indexed allocation. Now we can understand one by one. Contiguous allocation. Here, the file blocks are allocated to consecutive disk blocks using double buffering. The whole file can be read very fast. However, the disadvantage is that expanding the file becomes difficult. That is nothing but a contiguous allocation. The file blocks are allocated consecutive disk block linked allocation. One or more index blocks contains pointer to the actual block. This is a brief introduction about a contiguous allocation. Next one is a linked allocation. In this linked allocation, each file block contains a pointer to the next file block. The advantage is that the file can easily expanded. But however, the disadvantage is that reading the whole file becomes very slow. That is the main disadvantage of a linked allocation. A combination of a contiguous and linked allocation allocates clusters of consecutive disk blocks, and the clusters are linked. Clusters are sometimes called file segment or extents. So another third important point in a allocating of a file blocks on a disk is indexed allocation. Here, one or more index blocks contain pointer to the actual file blocks. In this index, whenever index comes, the pointer concept will come. So here, index blocks, here one or more index blocks contain pointer to the actual file blocks. This is a brief introduction about allocating file blocks on these three important types: contiguous, linked, and indexed. That one you already understand one by one. Now next slide is file header. Can understand what is a file. Now we already understand what is a file. File is a collection of related records. What is a record? Record is a collection of so many field names or attributes. That is nothing but a record. The set of so many record is a file. Now you can understand what is a file header. A file header or a file descriptor contains information about a file that is needed by the system program that access the file records. The header includes information to determine the disk addresses of the file blocks as well as to record format descriptions. The format description for fixed length unspanned records may include field length and other in order of fields within a record, and variable length record may include field type codes, separator characters, and record type codes. One or more blocks are copied into the main memory buffers to search for a record on a disk. The information contained in the file header is useful for program to search for the desired record until the record is located or all the file blocks have been searched unsuccessfully. This is the brief introduction for file header. The file header, briefly I am telling, it contains information about a file that is needed by the system program that access the file record. It also includes the information to determine the disk address, record format of a file. So this is a brief introduction about file allocating. So overall in this session, now you can understanding so many varieties of information. First you have an idea about magnetic tapes. In magnetic tape, what is a sector, what is a tracks, how buffer will store, what is a buffer, and buffering of blacks can easily understand. And then what are the information regarding the interrelated concurrency and parallel execution of the process information. Double, what is the meaning of double buffering, advantage of a double buffering. Then you can understand record, what is a record, what are the record types, placing file records on a disk can easily understand. Then data type, what are the data types available in record types and all you can easily understand and go through all this information. Then what is a file, definition of a file, fixed length record and variable length records, because files having a collection of so many record, out of so many record fixed length record is there and variable length record is there. Now we can understand, easily understand fixed length, what is fixed length record, what is variable length record. Then we can go through what is record blocking. We know record blocking, what are the varieties, spanned records and unspanned record, and differences between what is a spanned record versus unspanned record, information and advantages of this one. Then finally, what are allocating file blocks on this? There are three categories: contiguous allocation is there, linked allocation is there, indexed allocation is there. Then in introduction about what is contiguous allocation you can understand, linked allocation also you can understand, index of allocation also you can understand. When how to do for linked allocation, indexed allocation and contiguous allocation for allocating a file blocks can on a disk works, then you can easily understand. Then finally, what is a file, what is a file header? In this file header, descriptor contains information about a file that is needed by the system programs. System program is what? The program for what system? For computer purpose. What operating system is there? Linker is there, loader is there, compiler is there, assembler is there, interpreter is there. This a lot coming under what? System program that access file records. Whenever you want to access all these records, the header includes information determine the disk addresses of file blocks as well as the record of format description can easily understand. So finally, we can understand all this information regarding the information of magnetic tape regarding the buffering of blacks in this session. Now, whenever you want to create this session, you can reference so many books. Out of so many books as CJ Date, Introduction to Database System, 8th edition, Anderson Wesley, also very useful, and so many textbooks are also available for this creation of this session. Out of so many textbooks, one is a Ramez Elsmarin Nawate book and Shamkant B. Nawate. The title of the book is what? Fundamentals of Database System. In this fundamentals of database system, having some basic idea regarding databases, data options, and data, some important points regarding database and all you can easily understand. This book, textbook also useful. 5th edition, Pearson Education. And another textbook is also the database management system as per new CBCS syllabus for 2nd semester BCA, Bangalore University as well as Bangalore North University. Chitraravi books also referring for good for uh, reading and go through this content for textbook. And finally, now you have a clear picture about so many information regarding what? Record types and secondary storage devices and so many party files, records and different varieties of a file, different varieties of a records, allocation of file blocks and header of the file and all. So thank you one and all.